What's up, YouTubers? Welcome back, and welcome to another edition of Creative Corner. After my previous video of my Colossal G.I. Joe U.S.S. Flagg aircraft carrier, a couple of my viewers asked me, Woodman, where'd you get those sailors on that flag? So I thought I'd do a really quick video and show you how I built them. I've taken a few off the flag and placed them in front of the camera here so you can get a better view of just what they look like. And here they are laid out in front of us. And what I've actually used was the Marauders Task Force bodies. Now, if you're not familiar with Marauders Task Force, I'll go ahead and leave a link to their website in the description below. This is a fantastic resource for 1/18 scale collectors who love to customize. They have an incredible inventory for both male and female figures. Now, here's a real quick look at what these guys look like, as I said. Bring him in a little closer so you can see. These are relatively simple. I really like how the two-tone blue contrasts and makes them look like sailors. And I'll show you what I ended up buying off the website. I went ahead and purchased the male light blue dress shirt torso right here. It comes just like this in the packaging, and it also includes the navy blue waist right here. If I flip it around, another bonus is short sleeve arms right here, and you can just pop those on the figure, and that gives you a nice variety of different looks for all your figures. The second thing I bought were the dress pant legs. These are in the navy blue. They come exactly like this with the black boots. Already has the shoes attached. So the combination of both these creates the actual sailor that you see back here in the background. The other thing I purchased are these white neck scarves that Marauders offers. And as you can see, these are supposed to go on the figure in this fashion, but I opted to turn it around and bring the bow to the front. That way it looks more like a sailor, as you can see on the figures. Now, included in all your purchases, Marauders actually recommends that you heat up all these figures and all these parts before you start putting them together. And that's just less chance of anything breaking or snapping or creating stress marks. I'll take this figure out and I'll show you just how easy this really is. Pull out one of these legs here too. And you'll see that these two things just attach together. So you want to heat up the leg and just pop that on there. No problem at all. And like I said, these scarves generally sit like this. I opted to turn them around, and I also heated them up and stretched them a little bit so they sit lower below the collar on the shoulders. Now, regarding all the head sculpts that I used, on the Marauders website, they also offer a wide variety of both male and female head sculpts. And the beauty is you can also use your modern G.I. Joe head sculpts if you want, because the peg on the neck is actually the same size as the modern G.I. Joe figures. Another thing, if you notice this gentleman in the center, he's saluting, and Marauders offers saluting hands in multiple different skin tones. And I just thought that was a fantastic touch, because this allows your sailors to salute any of the officers on your flag. So that covers the male figures, and I bet the whole reason why anybody's even watching this video is, Woodman, where'd you get these fantastic sailor hats for your figures right here? Now, unfortunately, Marauders does not offer these. And as you can see, these actual hats fit on these figures really well. Believe it or not, what I ended up doing was using these little guys. I ended up tracking down quite a few of these on eBay, and as you can see, it is the same exact hat on my figures. This particular hat is on a slant on the Lego figure, and that's by design, and if I pull this off, we'll get a better look at what's going on under here. As you can see, these are perfectly round, just like the figure's head, and there's also a port inside the hat that plugs on top of the Lego sailor's head. Now, this wasn't going to work for what I was trying to do. I wanted these hats to sit a little bit lower on each of the figure's heads. So what I ended up having to do was taking my Dremel, and this is the actual bit I used, this round burr bit. I took my time, and I worked out all that extra plastic on the inside of the hat. Again, take your time. It does take a little while, but it is absolutely worth it. And this is what it looks like once it's all cleaned out. Not only does it make the hat a little deeper, but it actually makes it a little easier to work with for the next step. Now again, these things are perfectly round, so I'll show you what I had to do to make them fit on these figures' heads. Get this one aside. As you can see, they're pretty fiddly, so they do want to drop real easily. So no figure's head is perfectly round. What I opted to do was heat these things up. Now you can either use a hairdryer or boiling water. It does take a little while to get these things pliable because Lego does use a really rigid plastic, and that's, just for durability. Now, I'll show you on this figure. I'll pop this hat off. After making it pliable and heating it up, I shaped it in more of an egg shape or an oval. And that's just so it'll fit on the figure's head a lot better. Now with this being oval and not round, it actually makes it easy to fit on multiple different head shapes. And another step I ended up doing is, while it was heated up and pliable, when it's warm, I actually, as I said, these things do want to drop, so take your time. I squeezed it a little bit, and then I pressed it on top of the actual head that I wanted to use, and what that does is flares out the brim of the hat. Now by taking that one more extra step, what that does is it allows the hat to sit on these figures' heads without any assistance, as you can see. Now because I popped this hat off this figure's head, I'm going to have to warm this hat up again and reseat it on his head. Another option you can use, and of course most people do utilize sticky tack. You can use that on your figures if you like without going through those extra steps that I did. I'm just not a particular big fan of using sticky tack. I believe it leaves a bit of a residue on my figures, and I'd rather work the figure a little bit more and make things fit a little bit better. Now that covers the male sailors. Let me get Mr. Lego out of the way here and make some room. Let's talk about the female sailors that I made. And here's one of them right here. Those hats actually do fit on the female heads in the same fashion, nice and tight, and they don't fall off. Now for the female builds, I went a little different. Now they don't offer the same exact color tones for the females, and that's okay. I wanted some variety on my flag. What I ended up buying, and I'll bring them on camera here, is the Camo Contract Ops lower body with the included waist. Now this is the male version. Also has the boots, and the female Valkyrie blue t-shirt torso. And what these do is these actually do just pop together real easily, and that's how I created the female sailors. For the head sculpt, I also utilized the Marauders website, and this particular head sculpt is black with a black ponytail. And this just really gives you a lot of variety to work with. And just like the males, your modern female G.I. Joe figure head sculpts will fit on these torsos as well. So if you're looking to add some sailors to your collection, this is just another avenue for you to explore. All in all, each one of these figures probably cost me about $15 to $20. If you're looking for those Lego style sailors hats, go ahead and check eBay, and you might be able to find them without the included figure at a cheaper cost. Of course, there was a little work involved getting those hats to fit on these figures, but as you can see, the end result was definitely worth it. Well, this is going to wrap up another Creative Corner video. I'm really curious, are you going to attempt to build some of these sailors for your collection? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching and taking time out of your day to come visit my YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that way you'll get notified for future videos. And as I always say, help a fellow collector out and share your knowledge.